Factors that affect lactation. First, genetics or heritability. Second, nutrition and physiological and environmental factors. It is composed of energy, conjugated linoleic acids, recombinant bovine somatotropin. Third, metabolic disturbances and mastitis. It is composed of ketosis, hypocalcemia, mastitis, and mastitis therapy. And lastly, the colostrum. Genetics or heritability is the degree of heritability as the fraction of the observed variance which was caused by differences in heredity. Heredity of milk production is composed of 25 to 27% of variation. Heredity of lactose, protein, and fat is composed of 55%, 49%, and 58% respectively, while fat and protein is composed of 5%, and milk production and fat and protein is 2% and 1% respectively. Nutrition and physiological and environmental factors. First, energy. It is the most limiting nutrient in early lactation. It is a direct relationship to the amount of milk produced because the content of lactose in milk is tightly regulated. It is also primary genetic factors influence the amount of secretory tissue and the endocrine regulation of the lactation and metabolism. Next, conjugated linoleic acids. It is a biohydrogenation of dietary fats in the bovine rumen, produce an important source that many health benefits to humans. CLA brings a promising approach to redesigning food because milk has high levels of CLA, and CLA has been shown to have numerous potential benefits for human health, including potent cancer or the fighting properties. Next, recombinant bovine somatotropin or RBST. It is an increases milk production by stimulating the mammary secretory epithelium to increase its metabolic rate, decrease aging, improve nutrient utilization, and partitioning. Recombinant bovine somatotropin is a protein hormone produced in the pituitary gland and has been shown to increase the milk yield in lactating cows by preventing mammary cell death in dairy cattle. Metabolic disturbances and mastitis. Ketosis. It is an accumulation of ketone bodies in tissues, including milk and excessive ketone presence. During lactation, the animal is often unable to maintain sufficient energy intake and hepatic gluconeogenesis to match the increased substrate demands of lactation. Next, hypocalcemia. It is a limit metabolic function of the animal. Altered muscular activity may result in the animal becoming non-ambulatory and if not corrected could lead to death. Hypocalcemia is a sudden decrease in serum calcium levels causes hyperexcitability of the nervous system and reduced strength of muscle contractions, resulting in both tetany and paresis. Parturient paresis may be seen in cows of any age but is most common in the high-producing dairy cows entering their third or later lactations. Next, mastitis. Mastitis is an inflammation of the mammary gland. Mastitis is an inflammation of one or more quarters of the udder, usually caused by bacterial infection. Several types of bacteria cause distinctly different mastitis infections. Mastitis reduces milk yields, increases the most of production, and makes milk less valuable for liquid consumption and manufacture. It cannot be eradicated but can be reduced to low levels by good management of dairy cows. Lastly, mastitis therapy. Therapy for IMM infections is the principal reason antimicrobial products are used on dairy farms and results in substantial consumption of other products like anti-inflammatory drugs. Antimicrobial products can be administered directly into the milk via the IMM route or indirectly via systemic administration. And lastly, colostrum. Colostrum is the first secretion of the mammary gland prior to parturition, provides important and in some cases essential components of health and survival of the neonate. It is also produced and accumulated in the final stage of pregnancy.